You think you know King Kong? Well, here's some things you may not have known about the eighth wonder of the world.
He spoke of a creature, neither beast nor man, but something monstrous living behind that wall.
A lion or a tiger? A man-eater. That's how all these stories start.
What else did he say?
Nothing. We found him the next morning, he'd stuck a knife through his heart.
Sorry, fellas. You'll have to do better than that. Come on.
The original King Kong made its debut on March 2nd, 1933 at Radio City Music Hall. At the time, ticket prices ranged from 35 cents to 75 cents. The beastly movie went on to become the highest-grossing movie of that era, making over $89,000 in 4 days. In the 2005 remake, legendary motion capture actor Andy Serkis played King Kong. With 132 markers attached to his face, director Peter Jackson was able to capture every facial expression on Serkis' face. During the filming, he was expected to perform each scene twice, once for his facial performance and then again after principal photography to record his ape-like movements. T-Rex makes an appearance in both the original film as well as the Peter Jackson remake. The final fight in Jackson's version is almost move for move the same as the original, even down to Kong playing with the T-Rex's jaw. In the 1976 remake of King Kong, the giant gorilla climbs up the World Trade Center instead of the Empire State Building. With over 30,000 background actors, the owners of the World Trade Center complex were afraid that the plaza would collapse due to the weight of so many people and shut the filming down. The scene had to be filmed twice and reportedly cost $250,000 to film. Feeling snubbed about the remake's decision to change buildings, employees at the Empire State Building dressed as gorillas and picketed the shoot. The DVD release of the film showed Kong standing on the Twin Towers with planes flying around him. After 9/11, Paramount voluntarily recalled copies of the disc and reissued a different cover.
Wait!
Similar to his Lord of the Rings cameos, Peter Jackson put himself in the film. Being a huge King Kong fan, Jackson wanted to be one of the pilots shooting at the beast. Also making a cameo is fellow director Frank Darabont, who directed The Shawshank Redemption and The Green Mile. In the 1976 version, during the shots where Jessica Lange is being held by Kong, the filmmakers had to make a giant gorilla arm, which wound up weighing over 1,600 pounds. Kong's hand was 6 feet across and had to be controlled by 20 operators. While filming the scene where the ape caresses Jessica Lange's character Dawn, the hand was so rough, it left Lange with a pinched nerve in her back.
No! Don't put me down! Don't put me down! Please!
The original King Kong created a first in Hollywood movie history. This was the first movie to have a completely original score. Austrian-born composer Max Steiner wrote the score for the feature. Originally, the studio did not want to spend the money for Steiner to create an original score, instead wanting him to reuse music from other films. Co-director Marion C. Cooper paid Steiner $50,000 from his own pocket to create original music. The studio later reimbursed him. Peter Jackson's rendition of the story held a record as well. The movie had the highest number of visual effects shots with around 2,400 shots. Jackson previously held the title with around 1,500 shots in The Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. Both of these records were probably because of Andy Serkis and should be shared with him. And here's a bonus one. In 1962, King Kong crossed over with another giant creature, Godzilla. The two clashed at the base of Mount Fuji, but this was not his toughest foe. In 1982, King Kong faced off against Nintendo's Donkey Kong in court. Universal Studios sued Nintendo, alleging that the video game character was a trademark infringement. The court ultimately ruled that there was no possibility that consumers could confuse the two. That's it for this episode of You Think You Know Movies. Make sure to subscribe, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and get the latest movie and TV news on ScreenCrush.com.